John, it's great to have you this morning. Part of that report, some big numbers in there, showed that games made with Unity software grew some 93% in 2021. I guess the question that investors, the markets are trying to figure out is that sustainable? Where do we go from here?
Well, I mean, I think sustainability is always a little hard to measure, but one of the things I'd say is that if you look at, say pre-COVID to post, a lot of companies get sort of tarred with the notion that there was a COVID bubble. The market's actually grown a lot in terms of players or users. So in gaming, from 2019 to 2021, sort of through that cycle, we've seen 62% increase in the number of people playing games on PC and console every day, and 74% increase in mobile. And of course, I get to see daily reports or weekly reports, and that appears to be sustaining. So my sense is, with entertainment, a lot of times people form new habits and they keep them. And people have come into gaming. It's the only medium I'm aware of with nearly 4 billion people participating, and it seems to be holding up and continuing to grow.
John, let me ask you a broad question. Obviously, we've seen a lot of consolidation in the gaming sector, and some think that's going to continue. Is that a good thing for creators?
Well, look, I think gaming is actually kind of unique. Deirdre, I think it's kind of amusing. For 20 years now, I've been asked about consolidation in the game industry. And so it keeps happening, and it's like a roll forward, never stopping story. On the other hand, there's companies that didn't exist a decade ago that are massive companies in the gaming industry today. It's a market where innovation drives so much in the way of growth. And so, yeah, big companies buy more big companies. And then, the grassroots of this, where Unity has actually got a lot of strength. We support these new startup developers. We love these creators. And a lot of them end up at the top of the charts. There's really lower barriers to entry for startups, which is one of the reasons, by way of example, we've seen 31% new creators on the Unity platform, 2021 over 2020. People coming into the space, bringing their innovation, bringing their ideas.
John, I get queasy whenever there's too much talk in the gaming industry about going beyond gaming, because there seems to be so much good business in just making good games, making deep games that people love to play. So I'm thinking about back, 20 years ago when people were talking about these consoles that were going to run the whole living room. That didn't exactly happen. Consoles are still about playing games for the most part. Where do you see the opportunities in gaming itself? I think some of this metaverse talk, though I know, you're enabling lots of different things beyond gaming as well, is getting ahead of its skis in that space too. It's going to be great for games, certainly. Where do you see perhaps some of the gaming industry conversation going too far beyond games, if you do see that? And where do you see the most development opportunity with the tools that you're providing?
So first off, I've been in the gaming industry for coming on to 3 decades now. I love this space. I love the creators. We put an enormous amount of focus on it, and it's growing really rapidly. And so I see really no end in sight for growth in this space and opportunities for new and established companies in the space. Having said that, there is something to this metaverse thing. And so I think industries, architecture, engineering, construction, the auto industry, et cetera, they want a piece of what's going on with that increased engagement, from real-time or 3D applications. Last year alone, 1,052 new companies came to Unity to build applications, again, in architecture, engineering, construction, auto, lots of other industries, wanting to engage their users more fully. And they are. And so that other industries are learning or following in the footsteps of gaming isn't a big surprise. It's enabled by, great companies like NVIDIA and Microsoft and Facebook, or I guess Meta. Lots of companies are supporting that. I do think it's part of the future. But for Unity, our heart and soul is in gaming. Like you, I think sometimes people get ahead of their skis, with some of the commentary. But, having said that, think of us as, central around gaming and pushing the companies to help them succeed, both in the creation and the operation of their games. But, we don't push back, industries that are coming our way and looking for opportunity to engage, sell, do something better.